The last call, from cabin. 13, 911 dispatch, 11:47 p.m. 911, what's your emergency? Silence. Then breathing, fast, uneven. Please, someone's inside the cabin. Someone's inside with me. Ma'am, can you tell me your location? Cabin 13, Blackwood Forest. I locked the door. I swear I locked the door, but I can hear it. A creak. Wood groaning under weight that shouldn't be there. I can hear it walking. Ma'am, stay on the line. Units are being dispatched. It's not walking anymore. A pause. The kind of pause that lives in a person's chest. It's standing outside my door. Static. A breath. Caught halfway. Ma'am, are you there? The line goes dead. No scream, no struggle, just silence. Swallowed whole. Dispatch. Logged the call at 11:47 p.m. Units. Arrived at cabin 13 at 12:14 a.m. The cabin was empty. The door was locked from the inside, and the woman who made that call was never found. Blackwood Forest. 80 miles from the nearest town, Blackwood Forest sits like something the map forgot to finish. Locals don't hike past the tree line after dark. They don't say why, they just don't. Cabin 13 has stood there for over 60 years, one of 11 identical hunting cabins built along an old logging trail. The others are used every season, families, hunters, weekend campers. Cabin 13 is not. It hasn't been rented, occupied, or maintained in over a decade, and yet every few years someone finds their way inside. In the last 22 years, 4 people have gone missing from cabin 13. 2 more were found, alive but unable to explain what happened to them. One of them never spoke again. The Forest Service boarded the cabin up twice. Both times the boards were found removed. Not broken, not pried off. Removed and stacked neatly beside the door. No one ever explained that either. The detective Marcus Reyes had built a career out of explaining the unexplainable. 41 years old. 14 years with the state police, 6 of them in cold case investigation. He didn't believe in curses, hauntings, or things that go bump in the night. He believed in evidence, in timelines, in the quiet, stubborn logic of a case that only seemed impossible, until you found the one detail everyone else had missed. He'd solved cases that made headlines, cases other detectives had walked away from. He'd never walked away from one. Until cabin 13, when the call came in, a woman's voice, a cabin in the middle of nowhere, a line that went dead mid-sentence. Reyes expected a routine missing person case, bad weather, a panicked hiker, maybe an assault in the worst case. He did not expect to still be standing in that forest 6 weeks later, flashlight shaking in his hand, no longer sure of anything he knew. The first night. The drive to Blackwood took 2 hours. The last 20 minutes had no cell signal at all. Reyes arrived to find the cabin already taped off. 2 local officers standing outside looking like they wanted to be anywhere else. Rain had started an hour earlier and hadn't let up. It hammered the tin roof in a rhythm that made it hard to think. Inside, the cabin was undisturbed. A mug of coffee on the counter, still half full. A phone on the floor near the door, screen shattered, battery dead. No blood. No signs of forced entry. No signs of a struggle. Just a locked door from the inside, and no one behind it. Reyes crouched by the phone and turned it over in a gloved hand. Whoever she was talking to, he said quietly. She wasn't imagining it. One of the officers shifted his weight. You believe in this stuff, detective? Reyes didn't answer. He was looking at the door. There were scratch marks on the inside of it. 4 parallel lines, low, near the floor, as if someone had been dragged toward it, or away from it. He couldn't tell which. What the files wouldn't say. Back at the station, Reyes pulled every record connected to cabin 13. Missing person reports, old newspaper clippings, a file from 30 years ago that had been marked cryptically closed, Insufficient explanation. He read that phrase 3 times before it settled into him. Cases weren't closed for insufficient explanation. Cases were closed because they were solved. Unless someone, a long time ago, had decided some questions weren't meant to be answered, he found a name buried in the oldest file. A forest ranger named Everett Voss, who had reported hearing voices near Cabin 13, back when the cabins were first built. Voss had documented the sounds in his own private journal, not in any official report. Ray has only found it because a retired officer had kept a photocopy in a drawer for 30 years, unable to throw it away and unwilling to explain why. The journal described whispering, not words, just rhythm, like someone speaking underwater. Voss had written one final entry before he was reassigned and never spoke of Cabin 13 again.